The tree that produced bread. Once upon a time, in a distant kingdom on the edges of the east, there was a very special tree. It was unique. Its branches and leaves sheltered those who rested under its shade from the burning sun, while its flowers spread a soft fragrance in the air. The most extraordinary thing of all was that the fruit of this tree was bread. Yes, that's right! Every morning, this extraordinary tree produced fresh loaves of bread. Bread the color of wheat, shimmering under the sun's rays that slipped through the leaves. Bread has always been and always will be the basic food for all peoples. In Brazil, when the Portuguese arrived, the natives already made their own bread from cassava. Imagine the value of a tree that produced bread every morning, abundantly and forever. Priceless. Birds gathered every morning, flapping their wings and pecking at the bread. Since the tree grew beside a stream, its bread also fed the fish, who devoured the crumbs that fell into the water. A certain sparrow lived boasting and mocking the fish. He said with scorn, "I pity you, eating wet bread. I get to taste it fresh and dry. If only you could fly." The fish saw nothing wrong with eating wet bread, since they had always eaten everything wet. However, the sparrow's arrogance was annoying. When autumn ended, the cold wind brought freezing rains. The sparrow, who had been born the previous spring, had not prepared like the older birds. So on a Saturday morning, after a deep night's sleep, he went as usual to the bread tree to feed himself. But at the first peck, he was horrified by the cold taste. The rain that had rocked him to sleep during the night had spoiled his favorite food. Desperate, the sparrow circled the tree, hoping to find a dry piece. The fish also came to eat, and curious about the sparrow's despair, asked, "What's wrong, little bird? Why so much distress around this tree?" The sparrow realized that all the times he had mocked the fish now came back like a slap in the face. For now, he was hungry, while those he had humiliated continued eating bread with the same delight, since the rain did not change the flavor of their food. Days went by, and the sparrow could not find dry bread. The winter cold grew stronger. He got sick and died. In this story, the tree that produces bread represents the Lord Jesus, called the tree of life and also the bread of life. The birds and the fish are us, the Christians. Some of us are like the fish. Because of the persecutions and injuries we suffer, the constant accusations and mockery, we are used to eating our bread, that is, serving Jesus, wet with the tears shed in moments of difficulty. Others are like the birds, only used to eating bread on sunny days of joy and success. When persecutions come and the bread becomes wet, they reject it and end up dying in the faith. If this message touched your heart, click the follow button and share it with someone you know who needs to hear this.